Well, it's mid-season form right now on Riverside TV. This is the Coach's Perspectives Show. I'm Jeff Gorham, and we got a good one this week. We have the Holy War, Aquinas versus our very own Notre Dame. And I'm joined now by head coach Aaron Huerta. How you doing, Coach?
Good, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Now, you guys are 2-2.
Yeah.
You guys are starting a freshman quarterback. Tell us a little bit about the Titans.
The Titans are tough. The Titans work hard. We're a different team than last year. We run the ball real well. We're playing really good defense. We've played some really good opponents. Xavier was very good. Samuel Kitamura was very good. But I think we're starting to find our stride right now.
Now, let's talk about this freshman quarterback. Everybody's talking about him. Who is he? Where did he come from? And what kind of player is he?
It's Andres Robles, and so we call him Dre. And he's our little Johnny Manziel-esque type guy. He can do a little bit of everything. He can sling it to our guys, and he can run it when he wants to. So he's exciting. He's a great kid. He works hard. He loves to learn the game, and he's just getting better every week.
Now, you guys are 2-2. You're playing against, your big rival, Aquinas.
Yeah.
Is it this Friday? Because it's been moved around quite a bit.
Yeah, it's been moved a lot. We unfortunately had to move our games to SBVC, but this game actually is going to be at Harupa Valley. So we're ready for Friday night, 7:30.
Now, tell us a little bit about Aquinas. What do you expect from them? They're always pretty good, but this year, what do you expect from them?
They're tough. I mean, that's exactly what Jordan does over there. He does a great job with them. Not a big numbers guy, but they're a tough team that just wants to run at you, stop you. They're going to be physical. They're going to be nasty, and we've got to match that.
Now, what is the feeling like on campus this big rivalry week?
Oh, this is a fun week. I mean, they do a whole thing. Kids were there yesterday putting up posters. Everyone's dressed up a different thing every day. I unfortunately didn't get to do that, but the kids are excited. I think we're going to have a great crowd, and it's just going to be a fun game.
Now, last year I hooked up with your assistant head coach, Michael Lara. I drove over on my own to get a Holy War T-shirt, which I still wear around when I mow my lawn all the time. But is there a new T-shirt this year?
No new T-shirt this year. No new T-shirt. We're hopefully going to make a winning one at the end. That's what we're going to do.
Sounds good. Now, tell us a little bit about your offense. Tell us about some of the guys that we can expect to watch.
Yeah, so we got Dre. He's going to lead us at quarterback. And then we've got Joseph Green at running back. He was a little banged up earlier in the year. Now he's back, and he's ready to rock and roll. We've got Devin Hudak. Great receiver, great hands, runs great routes, and we've got Lance Russell, explosive guy on offense and defense, and he can really stretch the field.
Now, conversely, on the other side of the ball, defensively, what are we going to see from the Titans?
We're going to see a good defense, and we play a 3-4 defense. We've got a great D-line coming. We've got some strong linebacker core that we played a lot last year, and a good secondary. We're going to change it up a little bit here and there, but we're going to get after these guys.
Now, it's your sophomore season here at Notre Dame, correct?
Yeah.
Now, what are the big changes that you've noticed from year one to year two?
Well, I mean, the biggest change is I became the defense coordinator. So last year I was just the head coach. This year I took over defense coordinator. Unfortunately, we lost one of our coaches, but so that's a little bit more to take on. But I've just seen a lot of maturity from our guys. We've got a great group. We call them soldiers because that's what they are. They do what we ask. They're great kids. They work hard in the classroom, and they're really taking it all in right now. So I'm really excited.
You guys played a pretty tough preseason schedule. What are your thoughts going into league? Because you guys are always playing, and it rotates every couple of years. But you guys are in a really tough situation.
Yeah. No, we got after bye week after Aquinas, we've got Paloma Valley and Valley View, and they're both good programs. Everyone knows about them. And then we've got Temescal, Elsinore, and Arlington. The one team that does stick out more than anybody else is Elsinore because they can score on anybody. They run a great wing tee, so we know we've got that. And we're going to prepare for that and get ready for them.
Now, what are your goals as a coach? What are your goals for the team? Because I know every year they have. You guys have a certain mantra. Yeah. What are your guys' goals?
Biggest thing is getting better every day. We can't look at wins and losses sometimes because as long as we're getting better every day, then we're going in the right direction. We want to win a league title. That gets us into the playoffs most likely. So we're really going to focus on that, and we're going to get to the playoffs and make a good run. I don't talk about CIF titles. I talk about just getting better every week, working hard, and coming together as a team.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to the game. I think all of Riverside and San Bernardino, this is the big rivalry, the Holy War. It's going to be Friday night on Riverside TV. Check out on your local stations. It'll be on Twitter. It will be on YouTube. It will be on Facebook. It will be everywhere. But check it out on Riverside TV. He's Aaron Huerta, the head coach of Notre Dame. I'm Jeff Gorham, and this has been The Coach's Perspective. And welcome back to the Coach's Perspective. I'm Jeff Gorham, and we're talking college football. RCC versus San Bernardino Valley College, the battle for the bell. And I'm joined by a pretty good friend, a special guest, my partner, Pep Fernandez.
But I'm not a coach. I mean, I coached my girls' under 8 soccer game once.
I coached T-ball. I'm telling you, so we are coaches, for God's sakes. Welcome to the show, Pep.
Hey, I appreciate it, Jeff. I know this is a big game coming up. We're excited to have it on Riverside TV.
Now, this rivalry renewed itself last year pretty much.
Yeah, because if you look at it, RCC, Riverside City College, and San Bernardino Valley College have played each other off and on since 1926. So it's almost been a century-old rivalry. But SBVC has not won this game since 1996. It's been a long time. RCC's been dominant against SBVC, but also, I mean, we've seen this great run this last decade or so since Coach Kraft has burst onto the scene that RCC has really elevated to another level. So San Bernardino Valley College looking to, beat the Tigers, but it hasn't been easy. I mean, they've been playing this game again for almost a century, and RCC's been the better of the two teams so far.
Yeah, talking about Coach Kraft, 10 years at the helm, 6 conference championships, 6 regional championships. He is now 191-15, or 91-15. That's an incredible accomplishment. 91 wins already in 10 years.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. And when you look at the landscape of junior college football in California, when you look at that upper tier of teams, there's a couple in Northern California. When you look in the South, obviously Fullerton's there now, but RCC is always in the mix when you're talking about, the Southern California semifinals, the Southern California championship game, and ultimately the state finals. They're always right there. You can almost just pencil in the RCC Tigers for that state championship run.
And I'll tell you what, right now, if you look at the polls, it's kind of strange. You got a third-ranked team in California in one poll, but then you have the national poll. RCC is ranked number 1 in the nation.
Yeah, those polls, I don't know. The people who vote on them don't even see all the schools on the polls. They're just going on hearsay and what the records might look like. So I don't put a whole lot of stock in those polls. At the end of the season, if you run through the state playoffs and you win the championship, then you're the champion.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's talk a little bit about RCC first.
Yes.
On the offensive side. They're going with 2 quarterbacks. They got Mike Irwin, who's a transfer from the University of Oregon. Very mobile, very athletic. He's one of those guys that you have to keep an eye on because he can go out and get 100 yards rushing. Mm-hmm. And then you have Jacob Bartlett, the young quarterback from Valley View. You and I saw him through his entire high school career, and he's the pocket passer that can just throw and pick guys apart. They are an offensive juggernaut. They've got a couple guys we've seen. Yeah,
and Bartlett, a guy who led Valley View to a CIF Southern Section Championship. Great family pedigree, right? Comes from a great athletic family. And you don't see a lot of football programs who play 2 quarterbacks in the same game, like kind of platoon. Like that's not a position you see that with. Matt Logan at Centennial High School is one of the few guys who's had success doing that. But Tom Kraft's been able to do that early on with 2 really great quarterbacks who can both engineer that offense. And on the flip side, I mean, offensively at least, the weapons around the quarterbacks, you got guys like Tyler Kennedy.
Yes.
Who last year against SBVC, he returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Tyler Kennedy from the Rancho Verde High School, just one of the many weapons that the quarterbacks have, who's a local guy too from the Inland Empire. So RCC's loaded. They're always loaded. They always got great running backs, receivers at skill positions.
Yeah, talking about Tyler Kennedy, in fact, against El Camino had a 99-yard return.
There you go.
I mean, the fastest guy you can imagine. In fact, he was the Southern California Player of the Week for 2 weeks. He is a stud. Now let's talk about Daniel Algadas and his program over at San Bernardino Valley.
Yeah, and we were just saying the fact that RCC has been the dominant team in this rivalry for a while now. The thing that's changed is Daniel Algadas has burst onto the scene at San Bernardino Valley College. Now, they played for the first time in a while. I think it was 2011 was the last time the two schools played, but they played last season. And, RCC won going away. But San Bernardino Valley College, you saw glimpses of what Algadas is doing. You know him very well too, Jeff. Great offensive mind. He's a quarterback whisperer. They're going to score a lot of points, and they're going to snap the ball a lot. They like to get as many plays into the game as they can. That's what's different. This is not your normal SBVC team. I feel like the Wolverines are coming into this game thinking, even though the game's at Wheelock, RCC's the home team, I still feel like SBVC feels like they have a shot in this game. There's a chip on their shoulder like, hey, we've got something to prove. We know RCC is one of the best teams in the state, if not the best, but we feel like we can hang. I just get that vibe.
And you look at the roster, it is peppered with local talent. And we're talking about that quarterback. How does a quarterback in 2 games throw over 1,000 yards?
Okay, here's a history lesson for everybody. So the Indio Fire Department had a football team at one point, Jeff.
Yeah, it was like in the 1800s, wasn't it?
It was a long time ago. But here's where I'm going with this. So San Bernardino Valley College, in their season opener, hung 80 points on Santa Ana. That's not the all-time record. It's the modern-day record. It's not the all-time record. The all-time record was 116 points in 1930 against the Indio Fire Department. And in that game, the modern-day record game that we saw 2 weeks ago, quarterback Jeremy Musa from Roosevelt High School in nearby Eastvale, he passed for 636 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Yes. Second game, what did he do?
He went for over 400. It was kind of an off night for Musa, over 400 yards through the air, and they scored 51 on Santa Barbara City. So this is a team, again, scoring a lot of points. They like to snap the ball as many times as they can, and that's why they feel like they've got a chance against RCC. Now, RCC, what's interesting is if you want to score a lot of points, they'll fight fire with fire. If you want to make it a defensive battle and the game will be decided on field position, RCC can do that too. I feel like SBVC's got their foot on the gas and there's only one gear. It's like we're scoring a lot of points. If we play defense, great. If special teams comes along, great. But we're going to score a lot of points, and that's how we're going to try to beat you.
Yeah, 131 points in 2 games. Not bad. Not bad at all. But the one thing I am going to say, Pep, you and I are covering this game for Riverside TV. It could be a 4-hour game.
Oh, my gosh. So we've done the last couple on our friends at IMG and San Bernardino. Yeah, you have finished your game on Riverside TV with RCC and have driven home. I won't say exactly where because Batman never said where the Batcave was. But you drive home to the Menifee area.
Yes.
You would be home on your couch and you would be watching the end of the San Bernardino Valley game. That's how long these games go because they throw the ball consistently and they just snap. There's just so many plays in these games.
Well, I'll tell you what, Pep, it is going to be exciting. You're going to be on the call, on the sidelines. I'm going to be on the call. This is going to be one of those games. It is the battle for the bell. It is San Bernardino Valley versus Riverside City College. It should be a great one. Check us out Saturday night at 6 p.m. We will have the ball game for you. That is enough. We are done here from the coach's perspective. I'm Jeff Gorham. He's Pep Fernandez. Have a good night.